Hi everyone. In this demo, I will show how non-profit organization like Animal Shelter can use the Microsoft Power Platform to make a real impact without needing a big tech team. Let's say the shelter wants to first improve record keeping for animals staying at the shelter and foster homes, and two, make it easier for foster families to share updates and provide support, and three, give a social media team access to reports that help them encourage more people to foster pets. Here is where the Microsoft Power Platform comes in. It's a suite of low-code tools that help you build apps, automate workflows, and analyze data all in one place. It includes Power BI for data visualization, Power Apps for custom apps, Power Automate for workflows, Power Pages for websites, Power Copilot Studio for AI agents, and Dataverse for secure data management. In this demo, I will walk you through how all these tools can come together. First, we will start with Dataverse, where we will set up tables and load data for animals, shelters, and foster families. Next, I will show a model-driven app that lists all the animals in the shelter and their details. And we will look at the Canvas app built for foster families to easily view and update information about animals in their care. After that, we will create a Power Automate workflow to send out notifications throughout the fostering process. And finally, we will wrap up with a Power BI dashboard visualizing everything from a number of animals in the foster homes to adoption trends. By the end, you will see how the Power Platform helps organizations, even small nonprofits, connect their data, automate routine work, and use insights to make a bigger difference. Let's jump in. We are now in the make.powerapps.com and we have imported the animal, shelter, and foster family data into Dataverse. The goal here is simple: to manage all shelter data in one secure, centralized place. First, let's look at the imported data. We will visually inspect the tables, review the data types, and understand the relationships between them. For example, how animals are linked to their shelter or foster family. It's also important to make sure the Dataverse columns we are mapping to during the import process are configured correctly so that everything aligns properly when we build apps or reports later. Next, let's talk about choice columns. These are drop-down lists that allow users to select from fixed values, which helps maintain data consistency. Just like tables, Dataverse offers both standard choices and the option to create custom choices for your app. In our case, we have created custom choice columns for animal type, gender, and shelter status. We also have a formula column, for example, the location field. Formula columns display calculated values based on logic you define using PowerFX. PowerFX is Microsoft's low-code expression language. Here the formula checks if the current location field is blank, and if it is, it automatically fills in the value from the initial shelter column. Next, we will use model-driven app to manage all shelter operations more effectively. In this setup, the shelter staff act as managers of both data and schema within Dataverse. They're also responsible for managing animal listings and shelter details through the model-driven app. Meanwhile, the foster families interact with a separate app designed to help them choose an animal to foster and keep their information up to date. Let's open Model-Driven App and take a look at what a shelter staff member can manage. For this demo, I've given shelter staff access to all key tables, but limited their view to active animals, fosters, and shelter data. Model-driven apps work much like interacting directly with Dataverse tables, allowing staff to view, edit, and update records through user-friendly forms. On the screen, only selected columns are displayed to keep things clean and focused. Staff can click on any record to open it, make updates, and save the changes instantly. They can also sort, filter, or even use advanced filtering options to quickly find the information they need. Now let's switch to Canvas app, which is designed for foster families. Here, a foster family can select their local shelter from the drop-down list. They can view a list of animals available for fostering at that shelter, including each animal's name, type, age, picture, and their medical conditions. They can choose an animal they are interested in and enter their details and update the status to claimed for foster with just one click. Here, a foster family can select their local shelter from a drop-down list. They can view a list of animals available for fostering at that shelter, including each animal's name, type, age, picture, and their medical conditions. They can also choose an animal they are interested in and then enter their details and update the status to claimed for foster with just one click. Once the status changes to claimed for foster, the app automatically sends a notification email to the foster family. That email includes the selected pet details and a reminder to arrange a pickup date with the shelter. Next, let's look at how we can automate part of the fostering process using Power Automate. We'll build a simple flow that keeps everyone updated when an animal's fostering status changes, from shelter's side all the way to the foster family's inbox. We'll start with Dataverse trigger. When a row is added, modified, or deleted, this means the flow automatically runs anytime a record in the animals table is created or updated. For example, when a staff member changes the status of an animal to claimed for foster. Once the flow is triggered, we use Dataverse get a row by ID action. This retrieves all the details about specific animal, such as its name, type, age, and current shelter. So we can use that information later in the email. Next, we will add a condition control to define the logic. Here we can use both and or operators. For instance, if the animal status equals claimed for foster and the record has a linked foster family, then we will proceed to send an email notification. Otherwise, if this condition isn't met, the flow simply stops, keeping it clean and efficient. Next, for sending the email, we use connector called Gmail Send Email V2. This allows us to send a personalized message directly to the foster family's inbox. To make the email body look clean and professional, we use regular expression to format the content dynamically. For example, we can insert data from multiple Dataverse tables like animal's name, breed, shelter location, and pickup date, and style it neatly in the email using basic HTML formatting. So with just few actions, we have built a fully automated workflow that keeps the shelter and foster families perfectly in sync. And finally, let's look at how marketing team can use Power BI to visualize the shelter's accomplishments and share meaningful insights with the community. We have created a Power BI report that highlights key updates and trends, all built from the same data stored in Dataverse. On the dashboard, we are showcasing latest news covering last 1 month, the number of pets who arrived at the shelter, the number of pets that were fostered, and broader trends over the last 3 months, including most rescued type of animal and most fostered type of animal. To make the data more interactive, we have used a mix of tables, charts, slicers, pie charts, and area charts. Each visual helps tell a different part of the story, from monthly activity to long-term trends. For example, the area chart shows clear comparison between pets arriving at the shelter and those moving into the foster homes over the past month, giving a quick sense of progress and balance. Meanwhile, the pie chart breaks down the most rescued and most fostered animal types, helping the marketing team identify which animals get the most community support and where awareness campaigns could help the most. The slicers make it easy to filter by date range, animal type, location, allowing team members to explore insights in real time. With this Power BI dashboard, the shelter's marketing team can now celebrate their success, share data-driven stories on social media, and inspire more people to foster or adapt. And that brings us to the end of our demo. Together, these tools showcase how low-code technology can empower even small nonprofits to operate efficiently and stay connected and make data-driven decisions without needing a large technical team. That's the power of Microsoft Power Platform, bringing people, process, and data together to create real change. Thanks for watching.